Unit 7, Climate and the Weather. To describe the atmospheric conditions of a region's climate, scientists collect information about air temperature and precipitation for more than 30 years. When a group of regions have a similar climate, scientists call it a climate zone. World climate zones: cold zone, temperate zone, hot zone, temperate zone, and the cold zone. Hot zones: tropical climate, near the equator, hot and humid all year. Savanna climate, a short, wet season when it rains a lot. A long, hot, dry season. Temperate zones: ocean climate, regions near to the oceans. Mild in winter, cool in summer. There's a lot of rain all year. Continental climate, regions which are inland. Less rain, hotter summers, colder winters. Mediterranean climate, regions near to the Mediterranean Sea. Winters are cool and with a lot of precipitation. It's hot and there is little rain in the summer. Cold zones: polar climate, regions in the extreme north and south parts of the planet. It is always cold. The ground is covered by snow and ice. There is little precipitation. Alpine climate, high mountains, there are no trees, it's very cold and windy. There isn't a lot of precipitation. Desert climate, it can occur in any region. There is little or no precipitation all year. What can influence climate? 4 factors can influence climate: latitude, altitude, relief, and distance from the sea. Latitude is the measurement of a place's distance from the equator. It affects the temperature of a place. Altitude is the height of an area above sea level. Places at higher altitudes are usually cooler than places at lower altitudes. It's often wetter at higher altitudes too. The relief or shape of the land can affect some weather conditions. Mountain ranges can stop the sea air from reaching inland areas. Inland temperatures are more extreme than temperatures at the coast. Relief can also affect the amount of rainfall an area has. To pass a mountain, the cloud must go higher. The cloud cools as it gets higher and it can't hold the water, so precipitation will fall on one side of the mountain. The distance from the sea has an effect on the surrounding land. Water heats up more slowly than land, but it also cools down more slowly. Coastal places are cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter than inland areas. Climate can influence many things. It can influence the flora, which is all the plant life or vegetation that grows in a place. And weather can influence the fauna, which is all the animal life found in one place. Spain's climate zones. Spain has different climate zones, which are influenced by latitude, altitude, relief, and distance from the sea. Atlantic climate. Cool winters and mild summers. High precipitation all year. Flora. Deciduous forests, oak trees, ferns, and mosses. Fauna: Iberian brown bear and salmon. Mountain climate: cold winters and cool summers. High precipitation, often falling as snow in winter. Flora: coniferous trees. Fauna: chamois and vultures. Continental climate: very cold winters and very hot summers. Low precipitation, sometimes storms in the summer. Flora: coniferous and deciduous trees and thyme. Fauna: deer, hare, wild boar, foxes, squirrels, and trout. Mediterranean climate: mild winters and hot summers. Low precipitation, sometimes high in autumn. Flora: pine trees, heather, thyme, cactus, and palm trees. Fauna: lynx, rabbits, and flamingos. Subtropical climate: mostly high temperatures all year. Low precipitation. Flora: pines, cactus, palm trees, and dragon trees. Fauna: lizards and turtles. Extreme weather and natural disasters: when there's little or no precipitation for a long time, we call it a drought. The soil dries up and becomes hard and cracked. Fertile land becomes infertile because it loses its nutrients. Plants die. The wind erodes the soil because there are no plant roots to hold it in place. Animals die because they don't have water or plants to eat. The groundwater can also dry up. When there's precipitation over a long period of time, the water can't drain through the earth quickly enough. The water stays on the surface and forms a flood. Floods can destroy the farmer's crops and livestock. Floods can also destroy or damage property and leave people without homes. Floods can contaminate fresh water supplies. Flash floods are caused by heavy precipitation over a short period of time. Flash floods cause a lot of devastation. Wild weather. Weather conditions can be extreme and can have devastating effects on an area. Storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes can destroy property and put people's lives in danger. Wind is the movement of air. Large bodies of air are called air masses. When different air masses meet, weather changes happen. Thunderstorms occur when warm air rises and then cools very quickly. The water vapor condenses and forms enormous dark clouds called cumulonimbus clouds. They create torrential rain. We can hear the bang of thunder and see the flash of lightning. Hurricanes are formed in warm, wet air masses above warm seas and oceans. They begin as normal storms, but as they absorb more heat and water, they grow bigger and bigger. The difference in air pressure between the warm air masses and the surrounding cool air makes the wind blow in spirals. Hurricanes bring very strong winds and heavy rain. Tornadoes are formed when different air masses with big temperature differences meet. The colder air pushes up the warm air very quickly and forms a dark spinning column. Tornadoes can travel at 800 kilometers per hour. They are sometimes called twisters because of the way they move. Climate change. The Earth temperature is increasing and the planet is getting warmer. As a result, glaciers around the world are melting. The increase in temperature is happening very quickly. This process is called global warming. The heat the Earth needs comes from the sun. Activity on the Earth produces more heat. Gases in the atmosphere act like the glass in a greenhouse and stop some of this heat escaping back into space. This is called the greenhouse effect. We produce a lot of carbon dioxide, which is one of the gases in the atmosphere that stops heat escaping. The petrol we use for cars, factories, when we burn oil, gas, and coal for energy, produces carbon dioxide too. This means the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is increasing. These gases trap more heat from the sun, and the Earth is getting warmer. This is known as global warming. What can we do to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? We can use more wind, tidal, and solar energy. We can use products that produce less carbon dioxide waste. We can stop cutting areas of the forest. We should plant more trees and protect the forests.